Hi everyone, it's Charlene. Today I'm going to share with you the absolute easiest way to create a shaker. You will be shocked how easy this is. To start off here, I have the brand new adorable Pupkin, that's Pupkin die set from Spellbinders. You can see it creates this cute little puppy dog, and I'm going to start here by picking out some fun colors of cardstock. I've picked everything out. I've chosen some carrot cardstock for the pumpkin costume the little dog is going to wear. This is a great color for Halloween. And then there's that cute little costume. For the head as well as the feet and tail portion of our pup, I'm going to use some Fawn cardstock, so I'll cut that out as well. Here's the head and feet ready to go. Next, we'll cut out the greenery, and this I'm cutting out of some Fern cardstock. Super cute neck collar and the pumpkin top. Next, I'll come in here and I'm going to cut out the little skull trick-or-treat bag, and I have two colors for the bottom layer. I'm using Raven. For the top, I'm going to use classic white. I'm going very classic with my colors on this card, but it would look super cute with like pink and blue and green and orange. Really, really adorable set. Once I have those cut out, I'm going to cut out his little muzzle area or his snout area there with some Truffle cardstock. And then lastly, I have a piece of black cardstock, and I'm going to use this to cut out the nose as well as the eyes. So the easiest way I find to do this is just to use a little bit of low tack tape and tape the small piece of cardstock there. There's other ways you can do it, but I like to not waste the cardstock. And then I'll take a piece here of tape and put it back behind the cute little puppy dog's eyes. So I'll stick this on the back right over where the eyes are. So that way when I flip this piece over, I can just pop in the eyes from the piece of black cardstock. So you could do this as well just by taping a piece of black cardstock or gluing it to the back of the puppy dog's head, but then you don't get that inset look, and I really like the way it looks with that sort of inset kind of look. I'll do the same thing here for the nose, adding some tape to the back, and then use your wax pickup tools, you guys. They are so helpful for moving those tiny little pieces around. So now I have everything ready to go so I can start putting together our cute little pup. I'll start by adding glue here to the snout, and you can see on the headpiece there is an embossed detail. I love when companies do that. It makes it really easy to see where I'm supposed to place things. So the snout is going to line up right over where that embossed detail goes. Next, I'll add glue to the skull portion of the little treat basket, and that's going to overlay right along the bottom of the black kind of under layer, and you can see that the nose and the eyes kind of come out through there. Next here, I'm going to grab the orange costume piece. I'll add some glue around those areas at the top of the costume, because this is where we're going to put our green pumpkin topper piece, and so that makes it look like if he pulled down his little cover there over his little puppy dog face, there would be a spot for eyes and a mouth. How cute is that? Next, I'll dot some glue here along the sides of the costume's face, and then I'm going to add the dog back behind there. You could add the glue to the dog, but I find it easier when I'm working with pieces like this to add the glue to the piece that's going on top. So that way you don't have to worry about any glue potentially going and being somewhere you don't want to see it. I'll add glue underneath his neck there and add that cute little pumpkin fringe, I guess. I don't know what you would call it along the neck there. I just know it's adorable. And then adding glue here along the base of the costume piece, because this is where we are going to tuck the little feet and tail underneath. Easy, super easy. It only took me a few minutes to put together this sweet little die cut pup here, you guys. So this is a cute one to have in your stash for sure. Added glue all the way back to our little treat basket, and I'm gonna line this up so it goes just underneath his snout, so it looks like he is holding it in his mouth. You also could put foam tape underneath his little snout, as well as the little skull treat box would look super cute. For the background, moving on, we've got the spider web backgrounds press plate, and I have my BetterPress system out here. I've not been using this enough lately, so I decided to use it for this card, and I knew I had this perfect background for a Halloween card here. I've got the BetterPress cotton paper, which is a beautiful, quality kind of paper, and it's going to give a gorgeous impression. Yes, you can use any kind of paper pretty much with the BetterPress system, but if you're using some cotton paper that's fine quality, you're going to see more of the impression once things are all done. Hopefully it picks up on camera. I'll try and show it to you. I've got black pigment ink. I put that all over the press plate. You can use any kind of ink on these plates. Pigment ink does work very well. Then I put the top plate right over the top, and then just running it slowly through my Platinum 6. If you're not familiar with the BetterPress, it works with the Platinum 6 die cutting machine. So look at that. You just flip that off, and I'll show you up close here, and in person it just looks so cool with the impression that those press plates give. For my sentiment, I'm going to use the Halloween Icons press plate and die set. Really, really cute sentiments, and I love how the die cuts out like little frayed edges almost on it. So I've got my Glimmer out. Press plates work beautifully with the Glimmer, and this is one of my absolute favorite ways, and I don't do it often enough because I forget. This is one of my favorite ways to put white sentiments on black cardstock. So I have a piece of the Spellbinder's white foil there, and I placed it so the matte side was facing up, shiny side down. And then I have a piece of black cardstock. Once my platform is all heated up, I add the thin shim and spacer pad that come with the Glimmer, hit the timer button, and then once it's done, I pull the whole thing out of the base part there. I'm going to set it aside here because I'm working with a small space, trying to keep everything on camera. And then I just run the whole thing again through my Platinum 6. The Glimmer works really well with the Platinum 6. I believe it works with other machines as well. You can definitely check the Spellbinder's website if you are not familiar with the Glimmer or the BetterPress to see what other kinds of machines it might potentially work with. But let that cool a little bit before we peel off that white foil. Once that's cooled down, I'll go ahead and pull off the foil, and look, you can see how beautiful the white writing is on the black cardstock. It looks so good. Okay, got the coordinating die, some low tack tape. I wasn't paying super close attention, and I messed up my top sentiment there. You do want to try and make sure not to get tape on the foil because it will pull off on the cardstock. That's just a little, design tip for you. So I'll run this through my Platinum Scout and then pop out all of the sentiments here and see what I was talking about with the fun, like little, distressed edges on these sentiments. It makes it look kind of spooky. I like how it looks. And then I'm going to show you, these are some ones that I did previously where I did the press plate just traditionally with some black pigment ink on the cotton BetterPress paper. Both ways look really, really nice. I've got everything here. This would look super cute as a, just regular card. But as I promised you, this is the secret to the absolute easiest shaker card in the world. You guys, this is so easy. I can't explain how easy this is. So I'll show you. These are 4x6 cello bags, but their finished size is 4 1/4 inches by 6 1/8 inch. So that means that the outer edges are going to be the size of an A2 sized card. We don't care so much about the length, but the width is going to be the finished size of an A2 size card panel. And these are so easy to seal. So the only thing we have to do is we have to trim down our finished panel. And so I'm going to cut about 1/8 of an inch from two sides of our finished card panel. Trimming the card panel is going to make it so that this fits perfectly inside of our bag, and also so that we have enough room to put all of our fun little shaker bits inside of there. So once I get this trimmed down, I'll go ahead and put the whole panel inside of the bag. It's going to fit in there perfectly, and then I'm going to add my shaker mix. I have this fun Halloween shaker mix that has some oranges and some greens in it, so you just sprinkle in through the top opening there, and then you can temporarily fold the top over if you want to and shake it around so you can get a sense of if it's a good amount or not. And the nice thing is it's really easy to take some out if you need to. You just kind of squeeze the edges there and you can easily shake out any extra shaker mix. Then all you do is remove the release tape from the top of the bag, and here's the magic: you just fold it over. And that's it. Like that, you've created a flat shaker panel without having to do a bunch of crazy stuff or trim things or cut things or add extra. I don't know. It's just the simplest thing ever. Anyone can do it. So if you are not a fan of shakers, this is definitely the shaker to try. I've added some 3/4 inch double-sided tape to the back there, and I'm just showing you here that you could trim down your card base if you want, because you will see a little bit of those edges from where we trimmed down the card panel. That doesn't bother me at all, so I'm just going to keep my A2 size card base as is. I'll remove the release tape, and then what I'm going to do is grab my scoring board. I love this trick. It makes it so easy to line things up. I'll place my card base in there, and then to make sure it doesn't move around on me because I'm kind of clumsy, I'm adding a piece of low tack tape there to the corner. Hold it in place, and then I can just take my shaker panel here and butt it up against the top and bottom and drop it down onto the card base. And that's it. Lines up perfectly. And then I can just shake to my heart's content here, because I mean, who can resist shaking a shaker? I can't. Can you? I can't. So now I just need to put my pumpkin and our sweet little sentiment there on the front. Grabbing some more double-sided tape here. This is just some random 1/4 inch double-sided tape that I have in my stash. I'll add it here along the back of our pup as well as on the sentiment. I am going to add a little bit of glue to the bottom of the pup's paws because I want them to go over the top of the sentiment, and I find this to be easier to do before I put everything down onto the card. So I'm going to glue that, hold it in place until the glue dries, and once it's dry, I can then go ahead and take off the release tape off of all the double-sided tape on the back, and then I just have to line up my sentiment along the bottom and drop the whole thing down onto the card front. So you also could glue pieces onto the bag if you wanted to, but I find that double-sided tape is just so much faster and easier because you don't have to wait for the dry time on that. So there it is. There's our super cute, easy shaker card. Absolutely adorable. That pumpkin die set. Just love it. I keep my extra sentiments in with the packaging for my press plate, so that way when it comes time to send the card, I can just grab whichever I want for the occasion and glue it on the inside of the card as well. All right, everyone, I hope you picked up some tips and tricks today. Please be sure to like and subscribe, as well as hit that notification bell so that I can continue to bring you more crafty content in the future. Until next time, happy crafting.